It's the Daily Talk Show, episode 892.
It's Weekend Banter, and Jack Post joins us alongside Mr. 97. Welcome, boys.
Thanks for having me.
Jack, I was just talking to you before. I said, mate, I'm feeling a bit tired. I've been going to the conference in the middle of the night. So it's all on you. What have you got for us today?
No, I said I refused. You actually started treating me like I was the producer of your show, and I pitched you an idea and you said that wasn't good enough. I'm not bringing anything on. I'm actually coming as a difficult guest. I'm going to answer with short yes, no answers only.
That is great. Well, Mr. 97, who's employed as a producer, what do you got?
And just being on job keeper isn't an excuse.
Well, Josh did say if I didn't bring anything, he'd punch me. So
yeah, I would belt you was the word. And so what have you got?
He can't get you though, right?
What's that? I can't. I can't. But I could send people. And so
he can pay. I'm close. I could go and belt.
Yeah, please.
Belt Sev.
yeah, no, that's true.
Before Sevs, you get to your great content, Jack, can you just tell us the content idea that you did have that I ended up sort of veto? I didn't even veto it. I said you can do it, but let's just make it a quick game.
You said 30 seconds.
You're the guy that says...
You guys literally waffle for hours and hours a week, and you tried to condense the only thing I bought into 30 seconds.
Well, look, it is a bit rich asking someone to bring something, then what they do bring is, look, just dumb that down a bit. Can you just...
Yeah.
A little bit less of the
dumbing down wasn't the
Oh.
problem, but so
No, it's pretty dumb. I'm not giving it to you. I'm going to keep it for myself. It'll find. I've pitched it to Christian O'Connell. He didn't like it. I've pitched it to you guys. You don't like it. I'm going to keep it for myself.
Well, Jack, I wasn't there in the pitching, so how about you pitch it up again, and maybe
I'll
I
stay
can
quiet.
have the
I'll stay
deciding
quiet.
word.
All right, Tommy. I'm not going to. It's a game. We're not going to play. I'm just going to pitch you the idea and you tell me what you think, but it's still mine and I refuse to play it on this show, so I'm not going to let us play it. And if you try to play it amongst each other, I'll leave.
You did that actually once. You did that, in 24 hours. You left and then, you actually were like, I'm out.
But
and then you came back in.
Yes.
came back.
But you were just doing
this funny software that you guys use. I thought I quit, but I only quit my video, and then I think you could hear me still talking in the background. I thought I was doing something.
That sounds right.
All right, the game is called 4 Fingers or 5.
Oh. All right. Okay.
Are you ready to hear it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Has this got something to do with the issue you've had with Chrome? Or is this completely
Don't do in-joke.
That's inspo.
Before we even started recording. That will make no sense to anybody.
We've got a good
4
laugh.
Fingers or 5. I tell you a cartoon character, and you tell me whether they have 4 fingers or 5 fingers. For example, Bart Simpson is a cartoon character that has 4 fingers. Shaggy from Scooby-Doo is a cartoon character that has all 5 fingers.
Wow. I haven't even thought of Peter Griffin from Family Guy. What's he rocking?
We can't play the game.
Tommy,
You can't play it. Yeah, sorry. Look, I'm interested. I'd like to I'd like to go on a podcast one day with you and do that, if that's okay.
Oh, Tommy, I'd love to have you on. As soon as I find the right format for 4 fingers or 5, we'll pitch it to networks. And
hey, just on
Peter's
the
got
just
any
on the
fingers, by the way.
just on the.
you think Peter Griffin has no fingers? What do you think he has?
No, well, I did a Google image search and he'd cut his fingers
Peter's.
off.
Really?
That looks like...
What did you
Hey,
Google? Peter's fingers.
Yeah,
Does
Peter Griffin
Peter have
fingers.
And what happened with Jack's Chrome? Another inside joke. When Bodhi was born, guys, we were in the Sandringham Hospital, and the public, you get shared room, and so there was a curtain dividing another lady who had just recently given birth. She had a baby that had.
Drum roll,
We've got a drum. Have we got one? We got one?
No,
Let's guess. Is it going to be more or less? I'm going to go more.
Yeah.
I'm going to go extra.
Yeah, 6.
6 fingers.
Six. Wow.
Finger.
I'm going to guess this is the drum. Oh. It was a risk.
No, That's actually that was insulting and offensive to the baby who was born with 6 fingers. Because you made it sound like it was a mistake, but it was a miracle.
Yeah, that's great.
6 fingers at birth, not 6 usable fingers, 5 usable.
Oh, really?
1 useless, and here's how they get rid of it.
Is that the medical term? Useless fingers.
Yeah, got a useless
Well, yes, yep. It's almost like a tag of skin. Like they end up like putting, I was going to say rope around it, tie it to a door, rip. No, they like cut off the circulation and it falls off. It does. It's like quite. Wow. It is quite common.
As a baby.
I feel like TJ, you'd be the guy to want to see it.
Oh,
did you see it?
As if you don't wanna.
Did you
As
see
if you don't wanna. I was fucking going to the food court every few minutes.
Just trying.
Well, we worked at. I can't even
Could
remember.
you hear the doc talking about it, or
surely you had your own issues to deal with? Like Amy's just had a baby, and you're worried about what's going on.
No, we were good.
Curtain.
Bodie was good. all 5 down. All 5 toes.
Mm-hmm.
Tommy, some people keep like the umbilical cord or baby teeth. Would you keep the finger that you tied off, the 6th finger, in a little jar?
Well, I mean, I don't have a good track record
tied it off.
Keeping. I did, Sebs. I did. They asked me, and I. No.
I kept their baby's finger.
No, but did you ever do science class? Actually.
Yeah.
Did you ever go to a museum and actually see a...
Or Tommy did grade 6 when he finished.
All right, guys, come on. Did you see like where they would have in some kind of fluid or solution some kind of organ that was just sort of sitting there? And I got inspo from seeing that as a kid. And I found a bird in the backyard and I cut its leg off. And dead one. Naturally.
What are you cutting the leg off with? Was it hard?
Yeah, it was a small bird, but I had a test tube, and I thought similar vibe. Just drop it in the test tube, do the lid up. This thing dropped behind my my cabinet.
Did you put water in it, or did you just put it in there dry?
Nah, it just went dry. Put it in, but I just remember finding it months and months later. Down behind me, chest of drawers. Yeah. Just a dead foot, dead leg.
The water cooler.
Nah, that was later.
Movie. A good game though, Jack, and I'm sure you'll be able to find a home for it soon.
One more thing about 6 fingers. Do you guys? Did you ever watch the film Gattaca? I had to study it. In high school.
In school,
there's a scene. There's a scene in Gattaca where they go to watch a performance of a pianist who has 6 fingers on each side of his hand, and he whispers to her, or she whispers to him, "You can only play this piece with 6 fingers."
That's good trivia.
Sorry, guys, just on the fingers thing. If you going one more, there is people in this world that have like six usable fingers. I think there's someone with like up to 8, but
really.
Imagine a big fist.
Yeah, multiple fingers person. Looking that up.
What hand are you, Jack? Are you left or right?
Perfectly ambidextrous.
No, you're not. That is like you're a unicorn then. That is so rare.
No,
it's a lie.
I don't think it's true because you did order you ordered a right throwing baseball glove yesterday.
Yes, I'm right-handed, so after 4 attempts of Josh asking me to buy this baseball glove because apparently you guys are into sports now, I've ordered the baseball glove and it's on its way.
Great.
So you better still be playing when it finally gets delivered to my house. You better still be playing baseball. I know how quickly you guys go through phases, and you'll be onto like shuttlecocks and badminton by the time my baseball mitt comes.
No.
We could get into badminton.
Yeah, we could.
Oh, it's already started.
Badminton. That's the badminton. What
badminton.
is
badminton?
Spell it for me.
Yep.
Badminton. Yeah.
Yep.
Badminton.
And it's like
great fun. Like you can hit it. I reckon it's a bit of an anger thing. Like I reckon you could hit it. You can hit it real hard, and it doesn't go that far.
Yeah. Still a bit of skill.
It's not like hitting a ball. Like a lot of speed is lost as soon as you hit it.
Mm-hmm. You were big, Jack, into squash for a while there, weren't you? Did you play squash?
maybe like 6 times. The gym that we were signed up to had a squash court in it, so you want to take advantage of all the amenities. So I went out and got a squash racket. It's pretty good squash. I wouldn't. If we were still going to that gym, I would still squash maybe once every 6 months.
Yeah, sure. I mean, there's knee injuries. I feel like it's quite an intense sport, isn't it?
Not really. Like maybe at the highest level.
A lot of moving. Like I imagine like tennis or whatever, you hear a lot of sort of...
There's a lot of moving in sport generally.
Baseball, not that much.
Baseball's pretty good, yeah.
Yeah. That's a great thing about baseball. Jack, I like your jumper. What is? Can you tell us about that? It says heavy something.
Oh, it says heavy metal.
It's really nice.
Yeah, this is a local, I don't know, what do you call it? A designer, local place in Smith Street, Collingwood.
What number compliment is that on your t-shirt today? Because it's heavy text. It's very just in your face.
This is the first compliment today. But
and how many times have you worn? Yeah, so you have worn it before and you have received compliments?
I have worn it before and probably received 4 compliments on it.
Mm-hmm. Have you ever had a rebrand? Have you ever sort of transitioned from one look to another?
I would have wore my Gronk Squad T-shirt, but it's at home. I'm in an Airbnb at the moment.
Okay. Just a 3-minute warning for Mr. 97 for his content that he has to deliver. We've got 2 minutes 48 before you have to deliver.
It sounds like we're at the theatre. It's just like everyone get to your seats.
I'm looking forward to I'm looking forward to going back to the
theatre. Oh no,
movie.
Movies.
Yeah, movies. Yeah.
Looking forward to that.
Have you noticed that on the sides of buses, movies that came out that were meant to come out in like March are still on the sides of buses, and they haven't bothered to replace. The posters.
Jack. Speaking of Amazon recommendations, Jack Ryan is still on a bunch of buses.
Dude, they've got some good. They've got like a lot of worth out of their posters because now, like Prime, everyone, there's a lot of people getting Prime in Oz. And
guys, we weren't speaking about Amazon Prime. You gotta remember.
Yeah, when
what
we're
we spoke about before we started recording.
Oh,
you know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
I wasn't there, so I'm just.
Well, so yeah, I mean, Mason, it's not great.
No, you guys Mason, don't let him do that. You guys are all doing it. Josh, you're doing in-jokes from before we even
in joke is very funny because people assume when they hear the Chrome thing, they can actually connect some dots. We've got a smart audience, Jack, where you
didn't get it.
Yeah,
Jack's still trying to work out his Chrome issue, so he's well behind, guys. He's well behind.
So rebrand stuff, like Jack, are you ever thinking about...
What do you mean rebrand?
Well, just like aesthetic. So,
I got a mullet.
It's not a mullet. You don't have a mullet.
I've got a mullet. Look at it on the side.
Here we go.
It's shaved at the sort of temples.
It's a baby mullet.
I probably have a bigger mullet and I wasn't trying.
No, you don't. For people who can't see visually, he's lying.
Have you always... You're going to teach.
How Joe Dirty are you going with this mullet?
I'm going to grow it out all summer. No haircut till 2021.
Well, you're going to get the sides cut because it emphasises the mullet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I just made that. I said that like that was a thing that I've been saying. No haircuts till 2021. No, as soon as the hairdressers are taking bookings again, I'll go in.
We just never know. Whenever your mate who does anything in content says something, you don't question it just in case it's been a story arc. Like I assumed that it must have been a big thing on Christian O'Connell's show of like, no haircut till 2021. So I just let it go. Talking about haircuts and stuff, we've got this a new sponsor that starts next week. They're called Manscaped. TJ, you got the trimmer. Can we get an exclusive on your experience of the trimmer?
Oh, I mean, are we over-delivering for that client?
Is manscaping just your balls or is it your head as well?
Look at that. Like, don't do that.
Jesus.
So
is that for body hair only, Tommy, or is that for your head?
Wherever there's hair, this will get rid of it. That is one thing. But where there's hair in sensitive regions, you can also get to that specifically. And boy, do I have a lot of that stuff going on. It is it's a superior product, I will say.
It's got a light on it. And so was that a shock when you're...
So you shaved your balls with that tool that you just showed us?
It is meant for that. Like, there's a T-shirt
Yeah,
right
but
here
have
that
you-
says...
But have
The
you done
answer's
it? Not what
yes.
it's meant for. Have you done it?
He's been speaking about it all week. TJ,
Your balls will thank you. No, I'm serious, guys. I've had serious problems in the past. I mean, it seems kind of gross for blokes to be talking about it, but women go and get their, Brazilians done. It's probably... It seems like a more, I don't know, sort of mainstream, service offering that's presented. But guys are going to sort themselves out. And so I've sorted myself out with this Manscaped lawnmower. It's a lawnmower 3.0. But no, I'm serious. There's no cutting. I have...
Did it tickle?
How short did you go?
It's
got a mullet.
All the way. I mean, you could... baby balls right here. It's
So you go
Really?
nude, like you can't go nude just with a shaver, can you?
Well, no, these go
close to
pretty
nude
much
as you
nude.
can
I was
get.
surprised. I was very surprised. But there's something on them that is preventing that sort of nicking. I've had serious problems. I've had serious
There's a little
cuts.
guard.
Heavy bleeding.
Heavy bleeding from downstairs.
Yeah. But you've got wrinkly balls and it's easy to catch between the teeth.
It's very true. What about so TJ, would you describe it as, have you got stubble now, or what's the term?
Nah,
Sort of-
mate.
Yeah.
It's like it's
Is it
disappeared.
Soft?
It's not like it's disappeared. It can't
Jack,
give you
Jack,
completely nude.
we'll FaceTime after, babe.
I think it's more
I'm
of a feeling
happy.
thing.
I'm happy. I'll sort out that chrome issue too, and I'll show you my nuts.
And so was
Yeah.
it? They all
Can we,
they
for
come
your
hand in hand.
Patreon supporters or whatever, do an exclusive episode where you show your balls?
And so what's the deal? What's the actual like? Were you surprised? Because when I think of pubes being completely like, I don't think about ball like hairy hair. I don't
Yes.
think I've got really hairy balls.
Hairy
I think
balls.
I've got sort of more your pubic mustache. Sort of above the peen region is sort of
Okay.
That's
What do you mean you got a mustache?
No, I agree with you.
no. Well, yeah. So the thing is that I don't like. I'm not growing.
How many
some
people
sort
have
of,
hairy balls?
Yeah, I guess that's.
Well, look. It's not like my head of hair. It's quite separated. You've got...
Did it look like a barber shop after you'd done it? Like just on the floor?
No. Very, very, very minimal, but enough to know that you've got the hair there, and then enough to realise the difference once it's gone, once you've used this product. So I'm
Do you just go onto the floor and then sweep up, or do you try and like get up over the sink?
No, I was on the toilet. Just
So straight
Yeah,
on
that's
top.
not
bad
down.
idea.
It's straight down. Hit the button.
And so, Jack, do you feel, is that something
we know
that's
how
sort
the
of...
toilet works.
That's good to know. So, Jack, are you a guy that sort of shaves his pubes? How do you sort of... What's your deal?
This is disgusting. I use the same clippers on my face as I do my balls.
Look, I was that guy, Jack. I was that guy until I started using the Manscaped lawnmower.
But the thing is,
Hey,
I feel...
I know you guys do that quote. You know you do a quote each day.
No, that is
Instagram,
absolutely a
Twitter.
quote.
I
going out.
do not
No,
give
no,
you
that's-
permission to use that as a quote.
Going to be on Daily Mail.
Well, yeah, normally it's the... what I've been quoted twice in the last week about how close your asshole is on your couch. Like, I've been doing a whole bit lately around...
What do you
like,
mean?
Well, think about how...
Hashtag clean your seat.
Yeah, clean your seat. We're starting a campaign. When was the last time you cleaned your seat, Jack?
What with? I don't know. It's just fabric. How do you clean it?
Well, just
Like, we
fabric.
vacuum-
Like, your clothes are fabric. Have you smelt your car
no, I
seat?
know. We never have put the cushions through the wash, if that's what you mean. Like, I think you
Yeah.
can unzip them and put them through the wash. I've never done that.
And so you use the same trimmer that you use on your face. You use on your nuts. The thing is,
The best troll is using your brother's, who he uses on his face, and then rocking that for you.
well, it's definitely
Keeping
like
yours premium for your face.
well, there's actually I feel like it's a bit of a conundrum because it seems silly I don't know, in my mind, it seems silly to have a premium product on your nuts and then sort of a half-ass shaver. So I feel like the Manscaped stuff I will end up using on both my face and
but
my
what do they
pubic
say?
region.
What do they say on the? When they came to you and said, "Hey, promote this product"? Did they say this is for your balls specifically, or use it everywhere, including the balls?
Well, it's a technology that is safe for using down there. The modern man is a man who takes care of himself. Manscaping isn't just for the life's special occasions. It's a requirement for optimal health, superior hygiene, and healthy self-esteem. You have the right tools for a safe and precious grooming in the hard-to-navigate sensitive
For a
groin
guy
area.
who was worried about over-delivering, are you doing a live
I know.
read?
Oh, I'm reading out what's happening. I'm telling you.
This feels like an infomercial.
I'm telling you.
Today extra.
We
telling
went
you.
from like we don't do baked in, it's got to be dynamic, to doing a whole episode on it. But so
Dude,
it's
anything
waterproof. That's the big thing is that it's waterproof. So the idea of being able to do it in the shower, I think is really nice, because I never know. It's never clear. Whenever I've gotten trimmers before, it's sort of, it never uses the phrase waterproof. It's like I never know whether you can actually properly.
Oh,
Well, then it's probably not. Then let's just assume that's not. If it doesn't say it is, it's not.
well, water
Or else
resistant.
they
What
would
does that
say-
mean to you? What does water resistant?
No, water
mean?
resistant isn't in the shower. Water resistant means like if it gets splashed a little bit, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Well, these two animals take their iPhone in the shower.
Oh, no,
Jack.
I don't really.
Well, you
Mate,
use
Well, my
Jack
phone
says
AirPods-
that.
It's all good.
Jackett
AirPods.
wears AirPods in the shower.
She's going to electrocute herself.
I don't
Surely
think AirPods
that-
are waterproof.
I don't think they are either. She does it. She says when she's not washing her
shower
hair.
cap?
No shower cap, but just like keep them out of the.
What is she
direct
listening
stream.
to?
Podcasts. She listens to every of my shows, every show.
Well, that's good.
nice.
Double speed.
Yeah. Do your partners listen to every? No, not double speed, normal speed.
No.
Do your partners listen to every episode?
TJ.
Amy's done about, I reckon, 600.
Sebs?
Good.
And probably more. She was on a
Oh.
sort of binge.
Grace has done a heap. I would have.
She came as a listener to the show, so that doesn't really count.
Okay.
Thank you,
No,
Jack.
because she's already listening.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, no, I get that.
No, Bree doesn't listen that much. She would say that she listens enough, just in
get it.
general
She gets
life.
it.
Yeah,
She gets it.
She gets the joke.
Just to give a
It says-
compliment every now and again. She's like, "Oh yeah, I heard that one with Hamish. Very good,
Yeah.
Josh."
Well, that was one where it's like, hey, can you help with show notes? Because we had a few things on that day. So I said, hey, can you listen in and time code? And it's not a fun experience because I play
Hey, I got a
double
question.
speed. Yeah, come on.
I hate double speed, by the way. I'll go up to 1.2 max.
1.2, man.
Really?
What's
Yeah.
this is like the
Point?
slow
Well,
guitar. This is
What's
the
the
slow.
point? What's the point? That's already faster than normal human speech. Two times speed is just to say that you've listened to the episode, but you're actually not. Nothing.
I can get to
entering your brain.
2.4, about 2.4, and I'm still good.
Oh
I don't
my
even
god!
think that's
pretty
not
solid.
that high.
It's almost a worrying thing for your mind. Like, think about just it fefeels manic at that
Yeah.
point.
Yeah.
If I ate licorice and did it, I'd probably have a heart
now
attack.
talking to us
You'd
really,
explode.
does talking to us now seem very slow motion to you?
Yeah, that's how I feel
Just
in life.
using normal speech?
He's always doing this. Come on, hurry up!
Isn't that, you were going to say something, Jack, though? What was your question? Do you even remember?
Oh, I don't know. You guys have these chapter markers on your podcast. What are they really for? Like if I listen in the car, right, every now and again it'll change to like, it will say manscaping, and then we'll go into talking about listening to podcast double speed. Why do you need that? Like, I'm already listening to the show. I can hear what you're talking about. Why do I need a little title that says like, now you're in this zone?
Well, I think it's good for like discoverability. So the thing is, you're going to have to do show notes anyway. You want to explain what is on the show, and then we're like,
Yeah.
we also like to know where things are for our own records, and we're like, oh, it's only one extra step to embed them into the
Sure, okay.
into the
But you're not
podcast.
thinking people are like, oh,
Switching
I don't
through,
have time for
probably
all
not.
of these today's episode, but I love hearing about Tommy's balls. So I'll jump straight to the 7-minute mark.
No, it is interesting. It reminds me of. I feel like the radio stuff never did it in a big way. Like sometimes there was have you ever owned a digital radio, Jack?
Oh, I know my car tries to do like Triple M will tell you the weather at the same time that you're listening and that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
They get. You can put out some notes, like it says who's playing, obviously, and then maybe the number to call in and the weather. Yeah. All pretty
is that
irrelevant.
digital, JJ? Is that what it is? Because I never bought or knew what the fuck.
Yeah, I guess
I don't have a digital radio in my car.
So what would it be? So it would be. Wonder how it's doing it.
Oh no, yeah, actually, maybe it is semi-digital, but it's
Must be
picking
nice
up
not to know.
frequencies. No, you're picking up frequencies, so it can't. It's not digital.
Have you?
No,
So-
putting up for frequencies, like it still is a frequency.
No, but you toggle through frequencies, not like you on a digital radio. Don't you just? It,
Yeah, actually,
it
I don't know.
comes up as station names only.
Yeah, that's a good point. I don't actually understand that.
And they,
What is the
they
tech?
still might use their call sign as the frequency, like 1019 the Fox, but you're not actually toggling through and going 101.8, 101.9, 102.0.
Yeah, it's almost like the Foxtel numbers or something.
Mason, it looks like you're Googling it, or you just started checking your emails because you're bored.
No, I'm actually just just looking at them.
Peter Griffin, how many fingers?
I think actually have four fingers.
Yeah, 4 fingers.
Yeah.
We Sevs, if you're sort of running low on content, mate, I got something. If you need something.
We never did.
I mean,
we didn't even try to do his content.
Well, you
we
seem
will do.
worried.
We'll
You
get
seem
get
worried.
to Sev's his content after TJ, but Sev's whilst TJ's telling his story, can you find
needs
out
his
about
help.
the
It needs
digital?
help.
Okay.
It needs his help.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
So stop what
I
you're
can
doing,
help.
Mace, unless you've got an answer on the
okay.
digital radio.
Sevs,
nothing
open
yet.
up our Instagram at the Daily Talk Show. Just on Jack referencing your quotes, Josh, or what he's seen coming through. I thought a fun game that I'm handing over to the Hump Day Replay boys and girls is out of context quotes. And so this is a fun game. Go back, Sevs, probably 3-4 weeks. I can assume Jack, I know he listens to most shows, but he may have missed one
fan.
show, hopefully. Big fan. Can you just find a quote, read it out, and Jack has to guess what context it is? Try and find one that doesn't make any fucking sense, please. But then he has to guess
I got one.
who it's come from and what the context is of that quote.
Yep. All right. I like it.
All right. So the quote is, I would be the kind of guy to get stung by a jellyfish and just put a bit of fucking vinegar on my tits.
Okay. I didn't hear this episode. So is it only out of Josh and Tommy? It could be the cast and crew, or it could be guests.
Could be anyone.
Could be anyone.
Jess.
Cast and crew,
Could
guest.
be Grace. Could be anyone.
GB.
GB.
I'll guess Josh.
Jeez, you're really
And no, not because of the tits thing. Not just because you do seem like someone who might get stung by a jellyfish.
on the tits. Yeah,
And the context is talking about getting stung by jellyfish.
this is where the game falls over.
Yeah, definitely.
That was good. Do we have one more? I like this game.
Wait, was I right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. Ding,
Yeah.
ding.
I can't remember what we were talking about. Like, I'm sure it was just about getting, stung by jellyfish, but like in reference of something happening to you, like the guy that
maybe
shit happens
I
to.
was scared of oceans.
Yeah.
I think it was after watching the
I think it was
Octopus
to do with
teacher.
swim. Yeah.
Yeah. I've been
try and
stung by a jellyfish.
um,
Has anyone been stung here?
Yeah,
No.
it's so annoying. It is so.
No.
It's just the pain doesn't stop. It's.
I got stung by a lightweight. I would say it's a lightweight jellyfish. So I kept letting it sting me. This is in Mexico, only in December. So it was. I could feel it like stinging me, but not enough to get out of where I was snorkeling. And then the next day, I had all these welts up and down my arms and across my chest from the jellyfish. So it was like
What were you saying at the time? You're like, ow.
No, I didn't even know it was jellyfish at the time. I was like, it's like felt like static electricity. You know when you were getting off a trampoline as a kid and you touched the metal and it would go like it was sort of like that. I was like, that's weird that the water in Mexico does that, but I guess it's just a feature of this beach. And then
God.
I probably had to go to a doctor.
Did you realise straight away? Like, at what point were you like, oh, I've been stung?
No, didn't realise. The doctor had to tell me. I thought it might be an allergic reaction to anything. Like, it could have been food or like the clothes I was wearing or just getting some kind of
burrito.
rash. Bad burrito, bad taco. But
Yeah.
the doctor solved it quick smart. Gave me... The doctor, to go in Mexico, you always worry about going to a doctor overseas. He costs like $3 to see him.
What?
What did he give you?
So good.
And you walk
then
and you
just
get
send
a
me
free
to-
taco, isn't it, on Tuesday?
That would be sick.
He gave me a topical cream. That did cost extra. That wasn't inclusive in the $3.
You realise it was not a doctor. It is a complete scam. And it was just
Well, the cream works, so even if it was a
What
scam,
was the
I'm
cream?
happy
Do you
I
remember
went-
avocado.
Yeah.
Avocado.
What-
It looked like you guys ever use like, is it called Soother or something like
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Like a clear gel, it looks like.
Yeah. Well, if it did the
Just your
job, it
stock
did the
standard
job.
soothing cream.
Doctor or no
Yep,
doctor?
just your-
Sevs,
yep, stock
next
standard.
one.
Okay. I thought edibles were going to be my drug of choice on a Friday night when I'm tired.
Okay. Who's more? I feel like Josh isn't really into drugs. Well, I don't know. Tommy's a father of a young boy, so I don't imagine he's heavily into drugs either.
Do you like
I'll have
drugs?
to go 97. He fits the mold. He's 20 years old. He's got his cap
Hat
backwards right now. Yeah. He's got a T-shirt that he'd wear to a music festival and take
He's got a
drugs.
10 pack in his
look,
pocket.
Look at it. It
yeah.
genuinely is a T-shirt you'd wear to a music
Definitely.
festival as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah,
And
he's got
it's
like an
like-
Illuminati symbol on it.
And the, even the neckline, it looks like you've been into a fight and someone's pulled it. It's got that vibe.
It's a bit
as well.
ruffled up. Yeah.
Got in a punch up in the mosh.
And so who was it, Sevs, and what was it referring to? I feel like you're not going to
So
be
it
able
was-
to answer the second question again.
All right, and I'll guess the context then. So whoever it is, I think they're talking about taking drugs not as like a party drug, but more for efficiency or to stay awake and do more work.
Okay. So again, this is Josh, and it's in relation to LA when we tried edibles.
Yeah.
And so Josh wanted to chill out.
I thought I could. Yeah. So
guy.
what happened was I only discovered recently the mental health impact of having it too often, because I was thinking, I'm like, when this comes to Australia, rather than having a drink on a Friday night, because I've only just started drinking anyway, instead of having a drink on a Friday night, I would have some edibles. Like, I like the
So
idea.
these like pot cookies or something.
No, not even cookies. I like the idea of gummies.
Just gummies, just lollies.
Which is
They're
the
quite-
same drug
bit
going on,
tasty.
Jackson. It's
Yep.
I mean, have you tried edibles in a destination that is legal to do so, Jack?
Not in a destination that's legal to do so, but
Mate, that was me just throwing you a lifeline, so you didn't have to answer the
oh
question.
yeah. No, now I remember it was in LA as well. This story that I'm about to tell you. Have you guys ever played? Have you ever played the game Mafia?
No.
Oh my god, we got to play this sometime. This is, but without
Just
the
in
edibles,
LA
this
though.
is-
Okay.
This is the best game that you can play with a group of friends. So it requires no board game or anything. It's just somebody who knows how to play, and they're the ringmaster. And then it's sort of like, do you ever play
Dungeons and
Wink
Dragons?
Murder? No. It's like a social game of lying and deceiving and trying to work out who the mole is. Essentially,
Sounds like the podcast.
Who's part of the mafia.
It turns out, yeah.
And so you heard
So-
yeah.
So yeah, explain it to us.
Do you want me to explain you the game, or just tell you how the?
Is it a bit like Cluedo?
brownies were involved? No, not at all. No.
Okay, well,
it's
sounds
like we would all sit in a circle, right? Say there's 11 of us, no, 10 of us. You got to have a few people because there's 3 people in the mafia. The rest of the people are the village, and then I would say be the ringleader, and I would tell the mafia. I would tell the whole village to go to sleep, and then the mafia, I would touch on the knee, and then 3 people in the village would be the mafia. So the mafia's role is to kill people in the village, and they get chances to do that, and it's the village has to decide who's the Mafia before too many of them get killed. So either Mafia wins or the village wins. It's a great game. And then because what happens is you start to suspect people of lying or being too reserved. It actually opens up. It's so fun. I'm desperate to play. I want to play with you guys this weekend. But
should we do it at the park? We could go to a park and do it.
We easily could do it at the park. It's more fun with like a few drinks and stuff. But we hardly don't do drugs at all. But we made these pot brownies for one of the Mafia games, and I had no idea like how to do that. I had to watch on YouTube like the guy cooking up the because you got to like cook
butter.
up the marijuana into a butter.
Yeah.
And then you use the butter as your fat to cook the brownies. And it was, I mean, you've heard this story 100 times before, but everybody takes a brownie. They're like, oh, it's good, but it hasn't really kicked in for me. So everybody eats 3 or 4 more brownies, and then everybody essentially goes off the rails. But it's honestly still one of my favorite memories is trying to keep the game of Mafia under control, but everybody's like slowly getting.
What were you doing? What was your response to it?
So as the game goes on, you play maybe a round might take you 10 or 15 minutes to complete, and then as you play a few more games, more people want to try and be the ringleader. So because they understand how it works and they can remember the rules. So people were putting up their hand to be the ringleader and then forgetting who they made the Mafia and forgetting who was in the village and forgetting the general structure of the game.
Well, Tommy and I had a fight. Tommy and I had a fight when we were on edibles because I wasn't feeling it, and TJ thought that I was going to overdose. And so he hid the gummies. He rationed it out.
Yeah,
and then
it's true because it's something that happens a lot. I think especially with when you cook it into something is like people feel like it hasn't worked yet.
And so TJ had hidden them, and I cracked it. And then I went to bed. And do you remember, Mace? We were in the same.
You were so obnoxious though because you got FaceTime and you went and FaceTime Bree and you turned it up to the loudest volume your phone could go and you started complaining that TJ took them away from you. And then once you got off the phone from Bree, you went to me, just go get them off TJ. Go ask TJ.
This is a lifetime opportunity. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. Here we are trying to have an experience, and I think I said like, Tommy stole my high is what I was saying.
and Jack, I stand by any guy who is acting like that is having effects of marijuana.
I can feel it. And so anyway,
no, I know you couldn't feel it.
And so we've got the whole video. We filmed the whole thing. And we released it. People could email in and would send a private link. But we then TJ gave up and gave us the edibles, and then there's footage of Sevs and I going back. I think we were watching Friends, round 2. But it was
Friends,
it was really sad. It was just like sitting there, just waiting, just like. Just not feeling anything.
It wasn't the party night.
Yeah, it's just like I'm just tired. I think did I fall asleep? I think I fell asleep.
Yeah,
on the
you
couch.
fell asleep.
Yeah. So I haven't.
You looked rat shit the next day, Josh. Like your eyes are all fucked. It has an effect on you.
Late. I was just.
It had an effect on you. It just didn't have the effect you thought it would do. So there's the one that you think, it's going to laugh or do something. It is a classic case though that there is some version of not feeling the effects, like identifying with it first time, and then you do it the second time, and it will blow your head off. Like it'll make. Yeah,
we were in Barcelona once met these guys, other Australian guys, at a club, and they were doing party drugs, like I guess ecstasy or something like that. And one of their mates had not tried it before, and he was like, you can see that it's affecting him straight away. Like he's bouncing around. He's such a lovely guy. Like I really liked him, but a bit naive. And he was like, Jack, man, I just met you, but I love you, man. This is the best night of my life. Hey, I can't wait till the drugs kick in.
That's so full on. Yeah, I mean the party drugs scare me. You hear about like People taking a pill and they don't know what it is.
It's more dangerous now than ever. Mm-hmm. It's like fucking real dangerous.
Well, that's
the same night he went into the toilet cubicles and took off most of his clothes and came out and he said he was too hot.
Well, I think there's just that's right. What I like about the States is that, like, I like regulation. I like the idea of, like, let's have these things in, but designed the way that they're meant to be, not like filled with shit. And that's what, like, I think that's
especially for pot, right? Like, I don't hardly use it at all, so I'm not saying it as an advocate of because I want to use it more. But it just seems so ridiculous, the stats on it, and how less dangerous than alcohol it is, and that they can't just regulate it and make it legal.
Well, because alcohol is so, like, I really feel the effects of alcohol. Like, and it's
you get good at baseball.
Yeah. We did. It was great. We got a little bit tipsy at the park, and then played baseball, and it was the best combo ever.
How ridiculous!
Now we'll add in Mafia as well, and we'll have the time of our lives.
Yeah.
How ridiculous is it that there's people in jail in states of America for something that is now legal in states? And so imagine alcohol. Imagine if that was the case. Like, people were still, prohibition was around a while ago, and in our generation, imagine if that was the case and there was people locked up for selling booze. It doesn't make sense. It's bizarre.
I wonder, there was a guy that was talking about all the marijuana IPOs or public listings, and that you could make a bunch of money if you got into that. You got into crypto for a while, Jack. I don't know if you remember when I had my YouTube channel. I think you even spoke about crypto on my YouTube channel. For memory,
I was big into it, and I still I hardly read about it all anymore, but I still can see how much I was into it because I still follow all the same subreddits. So whenever I go onto Reddit, it still gives me my subs for cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and Ethereum and all the other ones I was into. I sold a lot of the Bitcoin to do the renovation we were doing at our house, and then
you even paid tradespeople with Bitcoin, didn't you?
That's right. Yeah, the excavator guy was, digging the stumps and stuff in the backyard, was talking about crypto with me, and by the end of the day, I just transferred it in Bitcoin to pay for him.
That's great. There is a new. I'm not sure if you're across this. I've only briefly been sort of explained the deal, but Disney's bought into this. They're investing heavily. It's taking something like a painting, like the Mona Lisa, and breaking it into shares, digital shares, so people are owning items. And so for a podcast, you could do once-off runs of merchandise that are owned by groups of people. And the value goes up or down or whatever it is, but it's held digitally, and it's like
what do you mean? Like, so we all, well, and what's the podcast thing? Like, I get.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
have
a big brand.
We all have a tiny share in the Mona Lisa, right? That makes sense.
But so people with following, so Logan Paul could probably do it based on his following of 20 million people on YouTube that. Would want to pair up and get something that's unique, so it's a once-off and is owned by somebody, by a group of people through like a...
Oh, right, so his fans would own the Mona Lisa.
Or Mona Lisa is an example of a piece of art. It's going to be huge in the art world.
That would be
that'd be cool,
right? It's like Logan Paul and all his fans own the Mona Lisa.
But they're using the.
I mean, he'd probably like I don't know his channel, but he'd probably like piss on it or something to go.
Well, Mr. Bean did worse.
Shoot it with a shotgun just to have make a bit of fun. But they're using the technology of like the blockchain. To secure this, but
there's definitely something in there. I just got bored of it, I guess. Like I thought there was a period where it was increasing in value so much. I think 2017 that I was like, all right, here we go. This Bianca and I are set for life. Googling countries to emigrate to that don't have taxes on cryptocurrency, trying to just start a new life somewhere, and then it all crashed after that.
Emailing about joining a billionaires club or something like that.
How do I buy them on the list?
Man, I've gotten into that, like even with like no cash, I've been into like, if the world was going to end, where you would want to be. And you can.
You mean from a climate change perspective, or just from
in general? So there's a book called Emergency by Neil Strauss. He did. What book was it? The Game. And the idea being that you can get passports from different parts of the world, and then if shit hits the fan, you can move there. But it also has the tax implication stuff as well.
There is something exciting about plan. I get why people get excited about planning for doomsday scenarios and, like just preppers in general. I feel like, and maybe people who love guns and that sort of thing get excited by it more, like getting super prepared for something that will happen and then having an advantage because they're all stocked up for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, better be safe than sorry, Jack, as me and the preppers say.
I mean, where would you live if you had to live?
Are you a prepper, Tommy?
No, absolutely not. As long as, if I've got my shaver, I'm good.
You're all prepped. I mean, you've got a torch there. You got everything you might need.
I'm all about prepping those smooth balls.
Sevs, the piece of content for you?
Oh, no, I reckon we save it for another show. I want to build that. It could be
Can you give us a
2
tease?
weeks before we get it.
Can you give us a tease?
Yeah, little tease.
Give you a tease
of what it could have been. You can't give it all away. Just a little tease.
Well, I've been doing a lot of it lately, and it's not good.
Oh, love that tease.
Love
that tease. Coming up after the break, Sevs goes into his dilemma.
Jackie Road Studios, you've got a couple more episodes before you change your format a bit. Andy Lee on Monday. Is that when that comes out?
Yeah, Andy Lee is the next guest, and then Christian O'Connell will round out this season, Series 1 of Jackie Road Studios, wherever you get your podcasts.
Lovely.
Love it.
Thank you, Jack Post.
Guys, just quickly, Fred Flintstone, 4 fingers or 5?
4. I'm going 4.
Correct.
5.
Josh wins. That was
Thank
great.
you. I mean, I feel like there's very few that have 5.
Shaggy from Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
yeah.
Any animal, yeah.
Shaggy. Was Shaggy the dog?
What about
Shaggy's
Shaggy?
the dog, Shaggy's the man.
Scooby-Doo's the fucking
Scooby-Doo.
dog.
Oh. What about Woody from Toy Story?
Oh, yeah, I reckon he's got 5.
Yeah, I reckon he's more human-like. Got it.
Yeah.
All right, Jackie, thanks for coming on, buddy.
All right. Thanks, Jack. It's a daily talk show.
Is that the answer? Does Woody have 5 or...
We need it. I thought we weren't playing.
Can you announce it on Jackie Road Studios? Just at the front?
No. And Sevs, where'd we get to with the frequencies of the radio stations on digital radio?
You can tell
no real big update, to be honest. Yeah.
No real big update is. I didn't do it. I didn't get there.
Yeah.
All right, abort. Let's get out of here. Oh, guys, I'm also on your other show tomorrow.
Yeah, Screenplay Sunday. Who will you be playing? Will you get the role of Dale? Find out Screenplay Sunday wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you, Jack Post. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a good one.
See you guys.